Today, I want to talk to you about boundaries and saying no. This is something that in any speaking presentation that I do, whether it is one I have balance over burnout, whether it is more focused on leadership and the balance leader, or more focused on your life and balance between your work and personal life and all that in your balanced and bold life, speaking talk, in any of them that I do, or in a coaching session with a client, what always comes up and I talk about and comes up with a client that they need is around boundaries. And boundaries change your life. They change your life. Where people sometimes get tripped up with boundaries is they don't like the word. They think it's rigid. They think it's putting up walls, and it's just a word. It's really about protecting your time and energy for the things that do matter more, and your capacity and your peace of mind, sanity. So it's not about walls. It is about being more intentional with where you're focusing your time and energy and attention. And that helps protect your capacity. That helps protect time for the things that matter more. That helps you, again, just feel sane with things and relieve some of the pressure in your day. And so I think we all need, like, people need to stop being weird about saying no and about keeping boundaries. That's what I think. And this comes from me. I used to be super weird about it. Okay. I used to think that sounds nice. I can't do it. I got to be a yes person. And so, what will help you honor your boundaries and say no more often will be when you can stop being weird about it or feeling bad about it. And the guilt might still come up. It might still be uncomfortable, but it's also uncomfortable how you're doing things now. It's uncomfortable feeling like crap each day or being overcommitted or overworking or not being present with your kids or patient with them because you feel like you just have nothing left to give. So they are really important. They help you align your actions with your values. You will be more focused and productive when you have some boundary or limits around your time. It actually sets you free, as counterintuitive as that sounds. And another reason why it's really important is people will take as much as you're willing to give. They are not bad. They are not evil. It's just that's the way it is, especially in the world today. You have so many demands and requests coming at you. So many from so many different ways to communicate. And it can be requests from people. It can also be in the news. It can be social media, whatever it is. And so there's just so much coming at you. And so you must be, if you want to feel better, if you want more time and energy for the things that matter, if you want to be more patient and take better care of your stress, you're going to have to get better at boundaries and saying no. However, so think about it in whatever way you need to get on board with it. But that is what it takes, because the looser your boundaries are, the harder time you have saying no, the more out of alignment you are with your values, the more stressed you'll be and the more you'll struggle. That tends to be the way it goes. So, so again, stop being weird about it. They really matter. They are important, and it can change your life. When I was working way too many hours and I put in a hard boundary to stop working evenings and weekends. Now, it wasn't 100% of the time. I'd say 90% of the time I stuck to it. It changed my life. It absolutely changed my life. It changed how I approach work. It changed how I show up with my family, how I value my own time, uh, how I feel. And in going from living my days just barely getting by, feeling like just a mess on the inside and really stressed out. And I was burned out and I didn't even realize it at the time. Going from that to how life is today, like I will never go back there. And what helps me do that is keeping those boundaries. And even today, if I did not have boundaries, if I did not say no to some things, I could easily go back to that state. And so we need to feel empowered and good. And even if you feel guilty, we can turn down the volume on the guilt, but even if you feel guilty, to still do it because there's a reason why you're putting that boundary in place. And so, a really great way to think about your boundaries is to think about what is a great day or week for you in the last even month. Just look at it and go, well, when was a good day where you genuinely had a good feeling? You felt like your day went the way you wanted. For the most part, there'll always be messiness and things that'll go the wrong way. But what does that look like? And if you can't think of that, what would your optimal be? Like, what would be your ideal? Like, this sounds like a great day or week. Uh, and and when you start from that place, because everybody's boundaries are different, but when you start from that place, you can start to go, okay, what is a boundary that you could put into place that is going to protect your time and energy and set you up for more of those days or weeks? And so some examples of boundaries is having a clear end time between your work and your personal time. It's very easy for things to spill over if you do not have a clear boundary around that. So, putting that in place, whether it's a certain time you end work, or you don't work evenings, or you don't work weekends, or if you're a shift work person, this is when you do work and this is when you don't. But the clearer that line is, and when you're not working, you're not checking emails, responding to them. Yes, sometimes you might go in there. There's still some times where I'll go in and check something, but you're not actively working. That is not what your attention is on. And so having that clear end time, because otherwise things tend to spill over and you say yes to way too many things. Also having some morning time blocked for focus time. And this is like the biggest thing that changed clients' lives. And this is like the next thing. Once I put that don't work evenings or weekends in place, I had to carve out more time during my workday to get my own work done. And so that was in the mornings. If I were to go back to my corporate career, I wouldn't just have a 2-hour block in my morning. I would have it first thing. I still was taking 8 a.m. meetings, and I found that very stressful back then, especially with little kids at home. And so having some time blocked for your own focus time, especially at the start of your day, so you can transition from your personal life into your work life, workday more smoothly. The more space you give yourself, the easier it is to navigate that and less stressful. Just having some blocks in your day for certain tasks to focus on something or to check email, or to have some time at the end of the day to get done whatever you need to do so you can leave on time. Just looking at your day or your week and going, where would you put some more space and time to protect that? And that's really around boundaries around your time. Boundaries are also with certain people, with certain activities, with like watching the news can be a boundary to not watch the news if it just drains your energy and attention. Those are boundaries too. But think about what helps you feel better. What sets you up for the great day or week? And what is one boundary you could put in place that protects that? And why does that boundary matter? Because your reason why needs to be bigger than staying with the way things are. So wherever, even if you're great at boundaries, there's always something else you can do. I'm really good at my boundaries, and I'm always looking at things to go, okay, how can I protect my time a bit more? How can I, better handle my day by putting some more space in or honoring something? And there is absolutely no way that I would be as resilient as I am to navigate the hard times that I've had with people passing away and caregiving and other stressful things. There's no way I would be balanced in my life if I did not keep those boundaries and say no. And there has not been a single person I've worked with who started to put boundaries in place who then went, oh, that didn't help. It's like, it helps. It makes a difference. Now, you might put a boundary in place and then you go through life and you realize, that's not quite it, and you need to change it or tweak it. Like sometimes I do a 4-day week and I take Fridays off. Sometimes I find that too tight. And so I do the same amount of hours, but I spread it over 5 days. And so it's just kind of what fits with life and the season that you're in. So be okay to adjust your boundaries as you need and figure out what works for you. Sometimes we need to try it out to see if it works, but don't just assume if you have a hard time sticking to it that it's not important. If you still want to protect your evenings and weekends, that boundary still matters. So just change how you approach it. Like maybe you need to communicate your boundaries more. Maybe you need to do something like block your calendar, do something to set yourself up for success. So those are just some ideas on boundaries. The main thing I want you to take away from today today's video is one like to give yourself permission to do it, to protect your time and energy. Again, it will also force you to make better decisions. I do not believe you can prioritize effectively or you can say no effectively unless you have some boundaries, because otherwise you just take on too much. You say yes to too many things and then you're overloaded, overwhelmed. Your day feels out of control and it's harder to show up as your best and who you want to be. So start with what is that boundary you want to put in place that is going to make your days or weeks easier, and also feel less stressed. Again, the looser your boundaries, the harder time you have to say no, the more stressed you tend to be. And then what is that boundary going to place? And then what do you need to say no to or care about less to honor that boundary? It might be letting go of worry about what people think. It might be, letting go of a certain project you're on or letting your team handle something. It might be keeping your phone in another room if you're trying not to check your emails and respond to emails in the evening, whatever it might be. What do you need to say no to set yourself up for that, to honor that boundary? And, and if you have a hard time with it, you can always go again tomorrow. And if you're sticking to your boundaries 80 to 90% of the time, you're doing really good. So we all have exceptions. We all have days where, we get a little looser with them. You don't want that to be your norm. You have that boundary in place for a reason. And above all else, connect that boundary to your reason why. Why are you doing it? It's not just because you want to not work evenings, weekends. It's like, what do you want that for? You want to spend more time with your family. You want space to recharge. You want to enjoy your life and do other things. Or maybe you have space in your calendar during the day to get your own work done so you can focus and you can feel a sense of accomplishment and you can get done what you need to get done quicker. So then you can go be there for your team, whatever it might be. Okay. All right. I would love to hear from you. What is a boundary that you can put in place that's going to make your days easier? And what is something that you are going to say no to help you with that? Have an awesome weekend.